Hello everybody, and welcome to Collecting and Hobbies. Today, for the very first time, I'm shooting this video with my laptop, which I never use, but I'm running out of space on my phone and stuff. And this has, like a front camera on it. So I just thought I'd try it out, do a review on it. So I could hold the item in front of the camera and see what it looks like. So this is just a test run, basically, because I can't actually see the video, what I'm doing, or pause it, or so if I like, go like that, there's nothing I can do about it. So, or I might be able to edit that out in video. I don't know. This laptop's very difficult to use, so it's a cheap one, and I don't understand it really. It's impossible to use, pretty much. That's why I've never used it before. So, this is a review over Star Wars 6-inch Black Series original Ray that came out way back in, well, about a year ago, September 4th Friday of last year, September 4th, 2015. So, a lot of people are asking, like, what's the difference? I actually have more of these, but they're all in sealed cases. I have Wave 1 and Wave 4. I still carry both of those. But they're in my warehouse right now, so I don't really have any. I don't have them actually with me at the moment. And I don't actually intend to open any of them because I also collect. So the cases that I have left, I intend to keep, and maybe one day they'll be worth hundreds of dollars. Who knows? Well, actually, they are worth $100 already. But okay, so this is, like I said, this is the 6-inch Black Series A. I don't know how close I can get to the camera without it blurring or whatever. But if you look at her face, I'm sure you all probably already have this by now, but there is a lot of kind of makeup on her. I actually bought this on eBay around Force Friday because it was loose. It was like 12 or 13 bucks with shipping, and it didn't come with BB-8. That's why it was so cheap. And I just wanted one to open for myself, and the collector in me just couldn't. A collector and salesman in me, I guess. I just couldn't open a mint condition one. So anyway, this is what I did. I just bought one on eBay. Now, part of the reason why I'm doing this review, I was going to review everything from the Black Series originally. I've just had, I'm busy. I got a job. So, part of the reason I don't normally open my stuff. I do collect, but just recently I've actually started opening a few things. And like I said, I bought this one loose, and I do reviews for actually other companies and stuff like that for their purposes, not for YouTube entertainment purposes or anything like that. So, all right. So this particular release, as you can tell, if you can look at the bottom of her foot there, it says 51391. So if you know anything about date codes, that kind of tells you right there. This is one of the first ones that was shipped out. There is a earlier one, a 7-1 and a 5-1, or something like that, the last two numbers. But I think, at least on the box, sometimes they print the boxes in advance. Most of the time they print them afterwards. Sometimes the numbers don't match up, but most of the time they do for the figures. Normally the boxed stuff, like vehicles, I don't know. But I've been opening Force Awakens figure or Rogue One figures and Force Awakens figures lately, and they haven't been matching up. Normally, the figure is much older date code than the actual packaging. So I don't know, maybe they're changing the packaging or something, or getting it right or whatever. Because I noticed they haven't been doing any, like on the back, they used to do like a lot of 00 or 01 or .02. They haven't been doing that lately. So here, let me give you a little example here. That you have one Star Wars product right next to me. Let's see where it's at. Where's the little part number? There it is. Right there. Right underneath the barcode, where it says the last two numbers on there is 00. If they change this in any way, they find an error and they reprint it, it'll say 01. But they haven't been. Some of the figures actually have 01 to start with because they caught it before they released it. Because I'll talk to Hasbro about stuff like that. And because back in the Power of the Force days, that was a major deal for collectors. Sometimes it was more obvious, like when they switched the card from red to green. Now that part number, they might assign, probably nowadays, they just assign a completely different part number because now that one said 00 on the end, but that's actually a re-released item. It used to be under Star Wars Rebels or just Star Wars, or but that's a different picture than what it used to have. Okay, anyway, so on to the figure itself. All right, so if you're asking about the differences, the main differences between the head sculpt is actually mine looks pretty good. It doesn't really look that bad. I mean, her eyebrows are well defined. Even her lips are better defined than a lot of them. They're red. They don't go over the entire skin of all the lips, but my particular one does pretty good job. It used to kind of be like Padme Amidala, where they just kind of hit the middle. So like I said, this is more of a, not really a second release, but it's still shipped around September 4th, but like the date code shows, it wasn't the exact first one out the door, I don't think. So now personally, one of the reasons was reviewing this is because I just happened to find it laying around in my dresser. I just left it there, and I was just looking at it, and I'd seen the movie recently, like last week or whatever. And I was just thinking about it from certain angles. It does do a little bit of justice. I mean, it's not too bad. It's passable, and but then if you put it up to a picture, it kind of doesn't really look the same. But if you just doing it by memory, it's not too bad. Because I was talking about this to one of my friends actually. See, this is like really soft rubber, and I mean it's screen accurate every part of it except for basically her likeness. Now there's a little bit of, it's not the perfect paint job. There's actually a little bit of red above her ear there. I don't know why or where that came from. Maybe her lips. I don't know. That's the only thing that's red really. I heard somebody say that the eyes look kind of red on some of these, and I did see that at Walmart the other day. I saw one of these, and some of them, it is a shade of brown, the majority of them, but some of them do look more red than brown, especially in the light. Mine doesn't have that problem, Mine doesn't really seem to have any problems, except it is the original release. It's more thick. The pale, the newer ones do have um, kind of more defined hair, I guess. But when I first saw this, when I first saw the Rays, when I first unboxed them to sell them, when I took them out of the shipping crate, even when I first saw it in general, it's like, ugh. It's like just her forehead kind of looks big and wide. Daisy Ridley is very thin, so it kind of looks a little off. Something about her forehead. When the first time I saw her, I kind of thought of that elf dude from Lord of the Rings, Orlando Bloom or whatever. But anyway, I actually don't think she's really that bad. I wouldn't give her a 10 out of 10, but Hasbro tried. But if there's most of the human characters, they don't nail the likeness perfectly. Uh, the ones that they make up, like when they made Ahsoka and Kanan from the cartoon and turned them into human characters, they did a good job with that because basically they don't have any likeness. There's no person that is based after. But I don't know. I think she gets a lot of flack, and she is one of the ones that you will probably see her more often now because of all the new figures. And she was released with the first assortment of Rogue One. But so if you want to see her articulation, I guess, and she's got the. She doesn't have double jointed knees. She has ball jointed knees. Just like the last review I did with that Stormtrooper and the speeder bike. Those are the kind of knees that the Stormtrooper with speeder bike has. And she's got the same thing down here at her ankles. She's got the swivel at the thigh up there and ball jointed, what do you call it? Ball jointed hips. She's one of the few that have waist articulation because mainly, I mean, it's kind of, you heard that, but I don't like doing it just because it clicks and it sounds like I'm breaking it. But the more modern versions, or modern, the more recent waves, they re-released her with a lightsaber. That is another difference. The BB-8 is basically just a round chunk of plastic with a peg that sticks up, just like her head, with a ball joint to put the head on it, so it tilts, in every direction, and it's basically like that. The older versions are more clean as far as BB-8 is not got a lot of weathering on it, and then the newer ones they do. And the lips on here, they're more of a kind of a pinkish purple flesh tone, sort of. When on the newer releases, you can tell the difference right away, though. I could tell you that much. There's something different about her. The way they paint her head, it's not so shiny. It's not so pale, I guess. There's a little bit of difference, not a whole lot, but there is a lot of people think it's a noticeable improvement. So, I mean, stands up pretty well, and I just basically sat her down. You put it in all sorts of positions and poses, and she's got ball jointed everything, shoulders, elbows, hands, hinges. So I pretty much, I wouldn't say that she's a 10 out of 10. She does come with BB-8, which is a bonus. Um, none of the other figures come with with the droid or an extra figure like that. So that's a little bit of a bonus to pick her up. And that was one of the reasons why they did that. She was so hot because of that. A lot of people just wanted BB-8. They should have put BB-8 maybe with Finn. I don't know. Would have sold better, but he kind of sits around sometimes. But Yeah, I think they did a good job. I think they did a good job with the hair. You know, it's way better than the soft goods hair that I just saw in a one review. Um, it's not painted perfect, but it's got less paint flaws than any other figure I've reviewed lately. Pouch looks good. Yeah, it's well articulated. And get her in all those staff positions, and yeah. So I'm not gonna give her a 10, but maybe 8.5, 8.75. Good enough. Good enough to get her, because especially back then, you gotta have a Ray. She's a star. So um, for now, I guess that's it. Check out this video. Post it on YouTube if I can. If I remember my password. And I normally just use my phone. It logs in automatically. And then, what do you call it? I might save this to memory card. So I'll check it out, see how this video looks, and hope you liked it. And like, subscribe, whatever. Also, yeah, so the next review I do, I'll probably do it for my phone, because I don't know how much memory this takes up or what kind of HD high definition or whatever it is. So I'll probably be doing this one next. And I'm trying to get all the Force Awakens stuff out of the way. I already did all the Rogue One. I just haven't posted the videos yet. Alright, well, I will see you later.